Yo, what's happening? What's popping? It's your boy, it's your dog, it's the God, it's the GOAT, it's Thomas the Prophet here, man. How y'all doing? How I'm doing? How am I doing? It's been a little minute since I posted. I just felt like recording something. It's been a minute since I posted a video. Want to pull the camera out and honestly, bro, or baby girl, homie, miss, whoever watching. Y'all know me if y'all been around. I could talk about anything, but I guess I just feel like talking, even though it's not really a catch-up video, cause I guess to have a more positive mind state. I don't want to say who cares, but I don't know. But yeah, it's just something to post, just hollering at y'all, man. Just we a personal channel, talk about the human condition and what's on our mind and stuff. And things that, while I'm going, what's on my mind, I got one thing to talk about. And the thing to talk about is, being accountable and responsible for yourself despite what life has been and what was probably done to you, and just trying to remain strong and not fall, And what I mean by that, with me personally, that I suffer like we all suffer our own mental, psychological, and emotional things, cultural things, communal things, societal things. And I would be, if this is your first time watching, I might say some stuff because I am not politically correct. I'm not a fake woke. I'm not social justice. I'm just about caring about mental and psychological, emotional health, spiritual health, and just what's right and being good in the world where everyone's bugging and wilding, trying to be positive, a positive force. And with my life and things I've gone through and how I've been treated, it's easy to blame. Like, I'm only 25, I'm still growing up, I'm still learning, I'm trying to overcome my own personal grievances and grief and sorrow and shame and anger and bitterness and resentment for how, not even just to speak on people, but because I do want to, but just not say specific names for what I've gone and been through and how I've been treated. It's just like, even if you don't try to or want to, you end up holding on to a lot of things, You end up angry, anxious, awkward, resentful, bitter, more extra sensitive, even though there's nothing wrong with sensitivity, which is another thing that really need to talk about people, because everyone try to be so hard and tough. And since everyone's like, it's crazy, we live in such an insensitive time, but yet everyone's sensitive at the same time. It's weird, right? But when you suffer and go through all that stuff and you just feel alone or feel like you're not good enough, you tend to be angry and blame and project. And me speaking from experience, like, trauma dump. Like, and a lot of times, especially nowadays, and like a question even with myself is like, why do people end up diving to all the harmful, wrong things like sex and drugs and alcohol? Not trying to judge, which is another topic, or critique, but it seems like that's like been programmed and conditioned in our minds, the avenue to go to alleviate the pain. Do I understand? Because personally, to keep it real, I think about like diving and that stuff all the time, because I don't, and that was never my avenue, because growing up and just seeing people do stuff like too young when they under the influence, though they try not to be under the influence, though they're being influenced. It's just like, whether it's like hypersexuality or promiscuity or cheating or home wrecking or lying, just how people function that use that stuff, like, bothers me. Their lack of communication or understanding, getting defensive but yet ready to do all the wrong things. It's like, I wonder why when you go through trauma, though I get it, like, you grow up in cycles and seeing things and being accustomed things that end up becoming normal to you. Like, I experienced it firsthand with people in my life, and I grew up around it, like, in my teen years. Not me doing anything personally or heavy, but I have drank and smoked before, but not like a handful of times. But just like more people around me, like, normalizing to that in their teen years and bringing to their adult years. And me always having the mind state of you become better as you grow older, but it seems like nowadays people are just becoming worse and diving more and more into the stuff, even though life is real. And this, in our generation, if you're Gen Z, with the economic and social climate and political climate and all that stuff, it's just, and when you expose through like entertainment and music and what they talk about, and we try to live in certain environments you may grow up in, or just being like a certain culture, or just you end up just diving into revenues. I always wonder why with that. I question, like, why do we go with that instead of like a healthier way? Because now we young, even with like guys and girls, now they have a past they shouldn't have to live with, and that could alter the future. Because even though we all strive and should strive to move forward and do and become better, the past matters. Sexually, how you done people, how you treat people, it matters, and because you can't ignore it. But that's more conversations for another time. But in all this time, to what I'm trying to get at is like us playing the blame games and just becoming the worst version of ourselves, because going through it, as I'm trying to break generational curses and trauma with myself and people my age in the black community, black culture, which, man, and just where I come from, or what I grew up around, or who I was around, and people in my past, and just everything I've been treated with, and what I've gone and been through, is just I always just had the aspiration, even if it's not in the most grandiose sense, or maybe it is just to do and become better and just be the best version of me I could possibly be, despite it all. And it comes with a lot of adversity, and you just end up, feeling isolated, alone, because you try to overcome the temptations. And no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm flawed. I'm deeply flawed. I'm imperfect. I make mistakes, and I have accidents. There's a difference between accidents and mistakes and choices and decisions, because people get them too mixed up and just seem them like things that I'm not. Because a lot of things inside that I go through, I may project out, ain't who I truly am. And maybe some of y'all out there understand when your problems make you seem like you're something you are, but you're truly not that. It's real deep, but we get deep over here. We're psychological and mental. Like, we have the hard conversations and talk about the things that, people our age or even older, because older generation don't know how to talk, or even and for the younger, so because we're the ones that gonna have to raise up these kids and teens, it's hard to talk about that we try to normalize. And you could just, with all that stuff that you go through and everything you keep pent up inside, it can make you have, like, even relationships hard to date, and pool is hard because everyone is just messing with someone, or you don't know if you're the only one. It's just so many things, which is a whole nother different video for another time. Everyone just got high body counts, and everyone just angry at each other, abusing, using, disrespecting, and taking advantage of each other, growing accustomed and normalized to being not the best human beings and being bad human. Like, it's hard, especially when you want to have a good and positive mind state and mind frame, but when you grow up normalized and conditioned and programmed to negativity from your community and your environment, and what the people upstairs, up top, not when I say upstairs, but the people in control, they want us to be there. It's difficult, because we end up making our lives all the wrong things. We end up becoming bad people and normalize and accepting to being bad people, to hurting others, cheating on others, wrecking each other's relationship, because wrecking others people's relationships, bullying others, disrespecting others. not taking into consideration other people's thoughts and feelings and emotions, and in some ways judging people, for being good, not because things people should get reprimanded for. Because I judge. I'm not gonna lie, we all judge. We human, but people mistake judgment when they are doing things that's wild because they have a false sense of independence and freedom when they more under control than anything. The devil, done tricked us all, bro. But the thing is, with accountability, responsibility, and that's like the hardest thing people try to avoid, is that you got to, or else you're just gonna live a life where you hate everyone and you hate yourself and you feel like you can't do anything. Like, personally, I feel like sometimes just because things I may have done in my old relationship, how I seen because what was done to me, I can never really have a proper relationship because of my outlook on women, on girls, or I can never really be okay or cool with my community and culture because how, as a black person, as a black man, because how I grew up, seeing dudes live, or what I seen on social media when I was still on it. I only got YouTube now. And just in our music, and as a man, when like I've been called, even though I could probably not be these things, but being called sensitive and emotional and soft and tender, how that could make me feel like less of a man when I'm probably more of a man than more men. And if you're a man going through that, just know I know your plight. You know what I'm saying? Just like, and everything, when you try to be good or just authentic and you get punished in a world where evil prospers, where you dive into sin and temptation, it seems like they win it. It makes you like want to avoid accountability or like become the worst version of yourself because you don't know what to do. You feel lost. You feel abandoned, confused, like insignificant, like you don't matter. It's all a matter of trial and tribulation living in these times, yo. And it sucks being motivated to do and be bad because it's normalized. Because you think that's what it's supposed to be, because what was put on you or instilled in you, or just being conditioned and programmed in the matrix, and you just being like controlled, and you don't even be controlled, or stuck in the past, like, and you just in anguish, or things with your own body and your own chemical genetic makeup in your mind, because trauma doesn't go anywhere. It stays stored in your chemical makeup, and your brain patterns change because of the things you go through and experience. It makes you not be who you're meant and destined to be, that God created you to be, if you are who you would like to be, depending on your belief system. Even though that's a whole nother, like, come on, like, y'all know me, if you know me, everything is a different conversation for different times, but it's a bitch, man. I try not to curse, but I curse. Yeah, I go to church and they say, that's part of it, a Christian church. No, I don't know what the Christian, I feel like I can't call myself Christian. But whatever, because, you can take, good lessons from any and everywhere. And plus, with the black community, there's a whole thing, it's a lot. If you know, you know. But just in the human aspect, it just makes you not want to be who you're supposed to be, or better and improve yourself, especially when people around you, like, because I deal with it, the same age as you, around this same age, is just don't care because they too scared to care, or they pretending not to care and doing any and everything to prove they don't care, which is very dangerous. I know people like that personally. Or they just generally don't care. They don't care who they hurt, who they disrespect, because they think no one cares about them, or the world is just a cruel, evil, fucked up, evil place. And like, we know people engage or normalize to the toxicity and drama. and you just end up avoiding the things like integrity, dignity, moral standards, principles, honor, loyalty, commitment, honesty, vulnerability, openness, truth, communication, transparency, goodness, morality, humanity, love, respect, care, kindness, compassion. Like, I'm an adjective and verb alliterator, so I can keep on going, but those are like the main things. And people just dive into the antonyms and opposites of those things, and it makes you avoid atonement and repentance and redemption and rectification. And it makes you want to self-isolate and be alone, because me personally, I'm more the type of, I think I've been saved, but now I'm dealing, but always someone that dealt with things and kept them inside. So when I explode and let out, it's not a good sight, whether it was with women or men, or my culture, and just being different as who I am with my own opinions, because I'm out the matrix. It makes me want to self-isolate and be alone, because I don't want to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing I like to do, and then hope I can influence others to do, maybe, is that, especially dealing with old relationship stuff, old friendship stuff, old environment stuff, is not take, not just constantly blame others or hurt others, unintentionally or intentionally, because what I've gone and been through, how I've been treated, everything, my trauma, my pain, because it's just becoming a hypocrite to your own struggle. It's becoming everything you hate, or everything and everyone that ever broke you, hurt you. You know what I'm saying? It's a disservice. It's like, it's disrespectful to you. And it's like being a promiscuous person, but then wanting someone that hasn't done promiscuous things. Like, that's not how it works. You gotta be who and what you want. But a lot of people don't get that, especially our age. Like, you can't be out here effing around and then someone that's not effing around. Or you can't be someone that's loyal when you out here cheating and dogging people out, no matter the circumstance. That's not how it works. You gotta be accountable and responsible, and just be alone, but also try to find help, whether it's church, therapy, or whatever you can afford, because times is hard. As long as you're not diving into like dealing drugs or OnlyFans and stripping and prostitution and scamming and all these crazy things, the easy route, because no matter where you're from, if you really got a goal or aspiration, you got a choice. You know what I'm saying? But people just take the easy route and end up selling their souls to the devil without realizing it. And that's just a service to you. And just trying to continue to live with love, and just praying for those that wronged you or hurt you. But also, because people don't tend to do this, I feel, pray for the good ones that's like getting hurt and heartbroken because they need it the most. Because we live in a life of sin. No one's perfect, but we all have choice and decision when it comes to control and discipline. And it's all a matter of choice and decision, because we live a life of karma and consequence. You reap what you sow. And it's sad to seem like we live in the times where the rapture is here, and we live in America, it's Sodom and Gomorrah, Babylon. But you just gotta continue to love, yo. Like, I get made fun of all the time for trying to be positive and healthy and talking about love, and I get made fun of all the time. But they don't know the other side. They don't know the other side of the tea unless you really know me. I feel everything that everyone feels, but I just always made the chase to be good and do what's right. Even though I'm struggling day by day, and it only gets harder as you grow older and more things be entered into your mind, into your soul, and you go and experience more, and you have to worry about more, whether it's taxes, bills, relationships, who you want to be, what you strive to be in life. gets harder, yo. It doesn't get easy, but it's a matter of how strong you are. And if you choose and decide to be strong or be weak and not think everything is just judgment and then wind up not caring and just being a hypocrite, living contradictive and double standards and how you are. Because you can't be out here dogging people and sinning, not taking accountability, responsibility, but then want people to treat you right or look at you in a positive light. Even though they look at even good people in their life, so that's why people just choose not to care. But I just hope that if I can ever be anything in life, because I got aspirations and goals, it's just whether if I really want to pursue them, because they has a lot to do with wanting to avoid the industry, like rap and music, or just talking on YouTube. And if I ever get social media again, because social media done fucked up and ruined everything, though us as people are accountable, should be accountable and responsible for that. It's just about going to God or Jesus, even though I struggle with that because I don't know what's real or what's truly real. Though we know it's God, there's a God, and also that living on this earth, that the devil is real and exists. It's just you gotta just be who you are, but choose to be good and better. It sounds easier said than done, more simple, but you can't keep on making excuses because you always ran and went to the worst things. We all struggling. We all in pain. We all grieving. Don't make an excuse by damaging and hurting and desecrating, disrespecting, sexualizing, and objectifying yourself and especially others. We all human, yo. And a lot of these things that people consider being human, like the stuff I said, ain't being human. It's just being a jackass, a dickhead, an asshole, and a piece of shit. We can't be that, yo. I don't care where you from. I don't care what you going through, because it's going to not matter when you just treating people wrong, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick and tired of, of making excuses for people. We can't keep on doing that, especially as we grow older. You know what I'm saying? We got to do better and be better, and now's the time. And if you combat this saying because you feel like you can do whatever you want, and I know people personally that's like that, then you just gonna bring everyone down around you. It's the snowball, butterfly, Lego, Jenga, domino, etc. effect, man. We gotta be more like, instead of bad and negative influence, good and positive influences, above money and making money, about our morals when it comes to love and temptation and lust. We gotta be accountable and responsible and take it into our hands, because we're the future. And now our future looking doomed, but if we really buckle down and get help if we can, or go to church, or just talk like this with ourselves and do some serious self-reflection and realize what we do and what we need to and done and what we need to atone and pinpoint, then things can change. We always gotta have a little bit of hope, because we're not hoping. If faith gone, then you're already dead, and you're just a corpse, just breathing and just living, but not even living, just going around the earth meandering, and that death in you spreading to others because you don't care what you do and you don't care what you've done. And we can't have that, yo. Take accountability and responsibility, man. We got to, because everything is on the line, and now's the time to choose and pick. Like Cat Williams said, it's either you're on God's side or you're on that side. I'm gonna try to keep this at 25 minutes, but yo, man, it's been good to talk to y'all, man. Hopefully I come back with another one when I find motivation, because you know what I'm saying, I'm human too. I got anxiety, and I'm awkward, I feel angsty, you know what I'm saying? We bringing the humanity back. As a black man in America from Jersey, I'm sensitive and emotional, but I'm strong and real, and hopefully I can inspire that and just try to be accountable, responsible, be a good person, influence, and hopefully people will listen. I ain't perfect, I'm flawed, I got a lot of things, but I'm trying, and hopefully if you with me, you trying with me. Spread the love. Time to wake up. It's time, and I'll holla at y'all next time.